Hello, and welcome back to my journey through life with bipolar. Um, I'm having a hard time today. It's really weird because I I feel this constant need. Like right now, I have headphones in. Excuse me, because I can't stand silence, and doing these videos, I enjoy doing them, but they are a bit stressful for me because I do feel that need to listen to music, but copyright issues and all that. And I know there's music that you can get that is copyright free, but I want to listen to what I'm in the mood to listen to, which is the type of music I listen to. Or something that will help me with the anxiety of talking to nobody. And so I've opted to go with the headphones, and hopefully I won't get distracted by lyrics. I wanted to listen to music that didn't have lyrics, but I picked 30 Seconds to Mars, their first album. Absolutely love it. Anyway, I actually feel it's a little bit easier to talk with the headphones in. Okay, so despite my current anxiety, today was pretty good. It wasn't a bad day. I definitely had issues because my feet have been bothering me really, really bad. And I was wrapping sandwiches, so I had to stand in one spot for most of the day. And it drove me insane also because just the idea of sitting still or standing still in one spot, that's why a factory job is so hard for me, because I can't sit still right now. I'm jiggling my leg. I need to be moving right now. And it's worse than normal. I know. I don't know, I've been in kind of this mindset. I did a thing today. I went out to a coworker's place, and hung out for 2 hours. And that is absolutely huge for me. The last time I went to someone's house, pardon me as I changed my song, I also can't listen to a full song most of the time. I have to, oh, okay, we're about 3/4 of the way through or halfway through, I want the next song. Anyway, the last time that I went to somebody's house was when I went and got my hair cut. My boss, his wife, also cuts hair, and she let me come over, and, of course I paid her for her services, and it was kind of on the down low. Social distancing still. But I couldn't. It's hard for me. I guess to know who I am. When I look in the mirror, that person isn't the person that I guess maybe sometimes I believe I am, or that the inner person that reflects who I am. And it's hard for me because I don't feel like my outer reflects my inner. And a lot of that is style, and hair, definitely. So I still, I hate my pants. I can't even get into express how much I hate it, but I'm going to get some new pants, and I'm really excited. So anyway, so, gosh, where did I start there? I know I was talking about my day at work, and I know, I have this thought in my head right now that okay, it's really hard to put into words. I guess, like, I know what I'm thinking, but actually saying it out loud, bringing it into reality, is so hard. I feel like I'm on a fence, and I'm just kind of wobbling there. And maybe it's not a fence. Maybe it's I'm slowly going up the top of that, to the very top of that roller coaster, where, you know, I don't even like thinking about it, because I'm not sure if I'm okay right now. And not in the dark way. Actually going out somewhere, like, yeah, my anxiety's been better. I went and I bought a mini vape so that I could put CBD juice in it to help with my constant anxiety, and it has definitely helped significantly. But I don't know. I don't normally feel like this. This wanting to go and do things. And I guess I kind of look at it as I'm doing this whole YouTube thing, and is it just one of my projects that I do when I get manic? Like, I know that there are some markers of when I'm manic. Now that I think about it, like at one point in time, I started trying to sell my paintings. And then at one point in time, I had a website. I did a couple of, oh gosh, what are they called? It's at the expo, and it's like a big garage sale type thing. I did a couple of those with my paintings. Was quite unsuccessful, but you know, my art has improved. And I always seem to do like these little, I don't know, I guess kind of like, excuse me, I don't want to say adventures, but they kind of like are like, oh, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to commit to it, and I never do. Like, the only thing that I've ever actually continued to do is paint. Over the past, when did I start painting? Past 4 years. So I've been painting for 4 years. I am freaking so cold right now. I know that is so random. Anyway, so I don't know if I'm okay. This is not a good song right now. Okay. So, am I being too adventurous? I guess those are the thoughts that go through my head, and it makes me worry. And I don't know, like, I was driving home today from my friends, and I wasn't in a rush. I'm always in a rush. I just want to get home. You know, when I got into the apartment complex, I took my time. I was enjoying the beautiful, beautiful trees. And I don't know, something about it is just so captivating. And this happens to me every year at the beginning of spring. When things start to get nice and it gets really nice out, I peak. And I never know how bad it's going to be. And it scares me because it's been pretty bad before. Since we're on the topic, in the past, I'd have to say the most notable bad manic episode that I had was probably about 3.5 years ago now. A little over 3.5 years ago. 3 years and 9 months or so. Um, I had started. Sorry, this story is really hard to talk about. I had just broken up with one of my boyfriends. I've had like in my life, I can fit them on two hands. So, but I have cycled through guys and girls. But anyway, so I had just broken up with this guy that I had been dating for a year. It was a mutual breakup. He wanted to pursue his career, and I was looking to settle down with somebody, maybe start a family, because at the time I did want to have another child. River was younger, and I was working at this store that I had been at for like 7 or 8 years. And this guy started working there, and he was significantly younger than me. At the time, he was like 21, and I was like, 3 or 4 years ago now, I was 28. So, I started dating him, and I'm not even joking. Within the first week, he had moved in with me in my 2-bedroom apartment with my daughter. And yes, I know how ridiculous that sounds. Bringing some strange guy that I barely know in to live with me and my daughter. And I'll be the first to admit that I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. But I've learned a lot. And anyway, so within a week he was living with me. It should also be mentioned that he had a child on the way with another girl who was like a year or two younger than him. And she was psycho, okay? And he was not stable either, and neither was I. Anyway, so by the end of the first month, it did not go slow. We hooked up after like a day or two of kind of seeing each other, and then he moved in within a week, and then in a month we were making plans. He said he wanted to marry me. I was like, okay, yes, I love you, and I want to have your baby eventually at some point in time. And it got to be a really dark, bad time for me. Like I said, he wasn't stable. After a couple months, he started leaving a lot, and I was clingy and needed somebody to love me, because most of the relationships that I ended up in, like, I'm not trying to say they were the worst things ever, but, and I feel so bad saying this, I always just started dating the first guy that came along. And after a year or 2 or 3 or 5, after I stopped dating somebody and we broke up, within that same month, I was already dating somebody else. So there were almost no gaps. And I was just jumping from one person to the next. And this wasn't any different. And I've always had like trust issues and all those kinds of things, and just wanting to feel loved, because I guess it's not that I haven't felt loved, because I do, but I think more it came down to just wanting somebody to understand me and accept me for who I am, and not treat me like crap. Though I will say, the one guy I dated for a year before this incident where I was manic, he wasn't a bad guy. you know, we had dated for a year. I had worked with him previously. He had a really good career, and, we got along, and we cared for each other, but we just had two different paths, and that happens. So, but yes, I have made some very bad decisions when I am manic, and that's where some of my anxiety comes from. That fear of, and it's with also when I get really depressed. How bad is it going to be this time? And I can't control it. I can take medication. I apologize. I must pause. And I'm back. The child had some questions. So anyway, so I have this worry and this fear of how bad it's going to be, but part of me almost just doesn't care. Like, I don't know if it's just that belief that it's hard to put in words. It's just hard to freaking say it, like always. Okay. Like that feeling on top of the world. Like it doesn't matter because nothing can hurt me. And not caring about work. I didn't care today. I really didn't. All the bull crap and all the crap that I'm going through right now, and I don't have time and energy to put into that place right now. And that's horrible to say, I know, because we're like 10 days away from what was supposed to be our inspection. But now that the stay-at-home order has been extended, I'm not sure if we're going to have it this month. But I think I'm just kind of at that point right now. I have a 3-day weekend, thank goodness, and hopefully that'll help. But I mean, I hate to say it, but I almost feel like I'm burnt out after a month and a week already. And where do I go from there? I'm already burnt out. I apologize. I am quite parched. So, yeah, I went to my friends today and hung out and went to the grocery store and decided to bake dinner, and I took a shower and I shaved my legs. That was a really big event. The shaving of the legs. I don't remember the last time I shaved them. Like, I could go months. Even in the summer. Most of the time can't be bothered. So, but I actually had the energy today. So all in all, it was a good day. There's a lot to take from it. And from this video, I will definitely be reviewing it. Not just to edit it, but also it is a good way for me to reflect. on the thoughts that like I spoke of at 10 minutes in and I right now can't remember, because my memory is just absolutely horrible. So thanks for sticking with me if you have, and thanks for sharing your time and following me on my journey of trying to really discover who I am and where I'm going and what it's like to just be me, I guess. So I'm trying, if anybody has any suggestions on like a good intro or outro, like I have no idea what to say at the beginning really, and I don't want to sound like I'm scripted, but I don't know how to greet people, I guess. Like, I mean, I do it at work, but, you know, it's hard for me to feel the connection still. So any suggestions, I'm open. Any comments, feel free. Yeah, I appreciate you listening. I will see you maybe tomorrow after my adventures. See ya.